it. Let's get it. Beats out Boulevard for the last game of the night. As is already said, we into draft yet again here, baby. And the first two bands come out. Make that 3 for Gamers Origin. They take with Corky, Vex, Wen, and on the other end, Caitlyn, TF, and something else.
Yeah, and I mean, you're banning out those 2 mids for Aka is really a big deal. Yeah. I mean, a big part of why they won last week was his great performances on both. I believe it was Aka who actually first timed the Vex last week as well, which was pretty exciting considering how well he did. But still, a lot of mid lane options are available. Interestingly enough, today we have been seeing less Victor than before, and even seeing things as odd as or as uncommon as the Azir.
Yeah, that's really interesting too, because considering you're looking a lot at these more DPS heavy style compositions, right? Because you're looking for more sort of a team fight and the option for scale. I'm not going to get baited again. Like I said last week, Ragnar was a big Rengar player on the top side of the jungle, more than likely as well. So that's why playing the hover as well. But the first lock in for Gamers Origin is going to be the Jhin. First Smiley and matched by the Jinx, a matchup we've seen all too often.
That's right, the handshake that's been pretty common the last week or two in any level of competitive play makes a lot of sense on Gamers Origin side. Even without the Vex, there are still other mid lane champions you can kind of pair that with that. We know Syndra is a good one that Ronaldo can certainly play. It has in the past. And there's still a lot of options for Gamers Origin to go this route of setup here, because we've seen it last week. They struggled in both of their games. Team fighting definitely a bit of a problem for them, and hopefully they can clean that one up today.
Yeah, and yet again, another handshake we've seen throughout the entire day. Viego taken away by LDLC, so we matched by the Lee Sin on the other side. And so far within the LFL, right, these are, I think, one of the 4 most common champions we've seen be traded by both of these sides. Jinx is way too good, Jhin is great for setup, Lee Sin is a Lee Sin, and Viego is a snowballing monster. Before now, though, with the LeBlanc taken away, I was thinking maybe Corky would have been a great pick, but if it was not banned, so instead it'd be matched by the Syndra. More utility taken for LDLC.
And it's nice considering you have Lee Sin who's going to be going in on you, you have LeBlanc who's going in on you, that Scattered the Weak is going to be very impactful to at least give yourself some breathing room on some of these champions who are going to be looking to fight and skirmish with you in the early parts of the game. LeBlanc, Lee Sin, very common mid-jungle duo, very skirmish heavy in the early minutes, and that's something I expect Kareem and Ronaldo to play towards. This is a duo that have played together for some time, one of the few returning members on this roster for the 2022, so I'm excited to see how they play it out.
Exactly, yeah, because I find mid-jungle is definitely going to be a huge point of factor for this game, so y'all make sure to pay attention to that, because for Viego, right, although he can match Lee Sin's clear, Lee Sin is literally a very high tempo jungler, so you know, considering Viego might not be able to do a ton against him before now, LDLC decide to take away and limit more of Vizichachi's pool with the GP gone alongside the Ornn. And the Greg is taken away by Gamers Origin. I imagine there should be another support band to make sure that LDLC does not get the choice of CC. With Thresh already gone, expect to see maybe a Enchanter like Lux possibly.
Potentially still a handful of supports available in general. Oh, I like that. Both champions banned away in the second phase by Gamers Origin are, well, the champs Ragnar played last week. Excellent when it comes to those engage heavy champions. And with Ornn also out of the picture, one wonders what he's going to have to play. With so much damage and carry potential across the rest of the team already with this core 3 we see LDLC, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something more along the lines of this hard engage, especially if you go something like the Lulu. But I think I like the Rakan a lot better, because one of the best supports at the moment when it comes to just setting up engages from these insane angles. The mobility of this champion is insane.
I think the word I like to describe Rakan as is non-committal hard engage, right? Because you have ways to get in, knock up a ton of people, charm them off their feet, and then be able to get out just like that, as long as you have somebody nearby. So it gives you support, that option for safety. And I find, you know, compared to champs like Darrell, right, it gives you a way to make sure you survive. But speaking of surviving, that's one way to do that. The Poppy coming in for Vizichachi, we know him to be a very big tank player, and with all the dashes coming at their way, you're thinking, okay, this is one way to make sure his team stays safe. And one of the way to do so is with this Karma to match the Rakan on the bot side, so a very poke heavy lane. Therefore, Gamers Origin and the speed ups to make sure you get them shields and heals.
And 2 things here for Gamers Origin. 1, that's a very oppressive bot lane. Jinx Jhin, Karma, that we've seen in recent weeks considering the bot lane meta, it's been so strong, so poke heavy, and it has so much kill pressure early on.
Yeah.
So this is big for GamersOrigin, especially in this league, in this patch, where it's so bot 2v2 focused. It's a good thing for them to grab it. Of course, we gotta hype up the Viz of Poppy coming through, but Ravi, I think we got another thing to talk about.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay. I love Urgot. I play Urgot all the time. Beats, you know this as well. And here we are. 5th game of the night. LDLC versus GamersOrigin. As you see Gio going for an early bot side invade. They don't manage to find anything here, but a nice little ward from DOS will make sure that they can't exactly invade into the blue.
Yeah, you don't want to actually be in that push on the side of LDLC's bot lane. You know that your level 1 isn't as good at the moment here, so they're just going to let that one go. They're going to give up control over the bush, especially because there is a chance they will end up leashing for Yike unless he stays on this top side of the map and wants to path towards the bottom side there. Maybe because you know Smiley and Enjoy are going to be able to push your bot lane in, being able to full clear top to bottom might give you an opening for an early gank.
Yeah, it would be quite nice also considering that we see the Korean KT is going to be pathing from bot to top as well. So with both these junglers being having different angles of jungling, so the focus is evidently very, very clear. And for Yike, if he manages to get this bot lane move rolling early for Exakick and for DOS as well, this would be a huge opportunity to be able to take advantage of the matchup that I'm sure that, you know, GamersOrigin is heavily depending on. Because, if you look at the composition, where's the damage?
Yeah, it is on a lot of burst. It is on very pick-based for GamersOrigin to be able to actually find out some of these things, but they have a lot of tools to be able to get that done. Also worth noting, yes, I know you're finally realizing it. Wait, Ronaldo actually flashed in lane. I just realized that's what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is a little odd. The thing I was thinking of was that Kareem actually went for the invade, and these junglers are trading bot sides of the map here. So the split map early, I think, is really nice just because of the fact that you can just continue leaning on your really strong bottom lane here for Smiley and Enja Wave. We already talked about it. It's oppressive, and it's so much so that you can, especially if you manage to whittle them down, get a wave shoved under turret, you can go for the dive.
Yeah, and we were mentioning too about how Lee Sin is very much an early tempo jungler. He wants to be seen roaming around in these lanes much earlier on, you know, around on level 3, level 4 when he's able to head sling, get all of his abilities online. So we're not able to see if Viego managed to actually catch him, but I think now that we finally have time.
Yeah, we got a second.
Alright, cool. Give me about 60 seconds. Let me break down this Poppy Urgot matchup. Alright. Urgot is amazing. This guy is all about push. He manages to make control of the wave. He doesn't necessarily have an option to freeze because of his shotgun legs. But one big thing that Poppy can deny is with a W. As a whole myself, Scream KT just has the easiest Q. There we go. Goes in, the Ignite picking him down. But Yike might be able to trade one more auto. Ronaldo cannot help him. He has no cooldown. He's literally running him down. There we go. And Ronaldo's got to jump away.
Wow, that ended up being a nice 1-for-1. Oh wow, wait a minute, Yike is gonna do it with Kareem's body, but not able to actually find anything here. So you already got a 1-for-1 coming through, and Aka actually took Ignite into this matchup, is looking for link dominance here, but what that means is you don't get the TP back when you get ganked by the enemy jungler. So that hopefully finds value in the early laning phase. Otherwise, overall, if he just keeps showing up mid, if Aka continues to get punished, he will fall severely behind.
Now, although he was quite lucky that the wave wasn't in too bad of a spot, right? So it was slow pushing into Ronaldo, so he managed to make it back by only losing a couple of farm. In fact, he is right. He's matching it pretty much evenly. Okay, going back to the most important lane of the game, top lane. All right, Ragnar. The main thing oh man, I don't have to stop yet again, bro. Execution gets ignited. He's rooted down. There we go.
Oh, the damage.
A beautiful knockup by DOS to stop that. He cannot land the Sonic Wave, but they forced the flash.
Not just that, you force out both flashes, heal from Exakick, no summoner's bot means now Kareem can continue exerting this pressure on that bottom side, and he could continuously try and go for those invades, keep this split map going on. But at the moment here, Yike actually thinks he has an opening. Spot lane, especially with this pink ward there, need to just clear it out and give Yike the opportunity.
I mean, but he doesn't find it yet. There we go. They stop creeping
they got
for
him.
now, but DOS,
Ronaldo?
like we said, a little bit of safety, not committal engage, but sadly the Jinx was left by herself. DOS now has to run away to Yike as well on the back end of it, so that'll be 2 free picks. that GamersOrigin gets to pick up. Wow.
Yeah, the early minutes here. The 0-2 GamersOrigin have seemingly found their footing, at least in the early minutes of this game. Kareem, especially, 2-1-1 at the moment, has been part of every kill and has been allowing GamersOrigin to start to pull away just a little bit here. Not a whole lot has been happening on the top side of the map, but ultimately this pressure will only benefit them, especially because you have Vizicachi on top lane. You don't necessarily need to gank him too often because he's playing a tank.
Yeah, so, yet again, going back to the most important lane in the game. All right, Vizicachi going up against Ragnar. Vizicachi, as you know, Poppy can just stop any sort of just dive against her, right? And the biggest thing and the way that Urgot engages is with his E. He goes in for the flip, and once both cooldowns are traded, ultimately you're kind of left alone by yourself. And Poppy is deceptively tanky. And early on, Urgot, until he manages to get some tank shred or even damage in general, he will not be able to put out any significant amount of DPS onto Vizicachi to make him leave lane, which is why I like that he went for the call, because he knows that a lot of his early lane will be spent farming.
True. And if you look to over on Vizicachi, interestingly enough, we got the tier stacking for this Poppy, probably building the new tier tank item, Winter's Approach, which becomes Fimbulwinter, which will be adding a lot more HP, and even, I believe, a shield once you have it fully done based on your maximum mana. So there's a lot of utility here, especially because Vizicachi is probably going to be one of the main angles of engage here, mixed with Kareem, of course, on this Lee Sin. And again, Kareem, he is entering the spot sign jungle. You can see it, Ronaldo now getting pressure in lane, which means he's there to move with his jungle.
Yeah, Yike as well too. He actually can't necessarily call for a support over either because Doss is locked in lane just to make sure that X-Kick doesn't actually die in. Because of this, yeah, they do manage to get a head start on the blue. We see Ronaldo go on the other side, right onto Aka. That'll be their final chains landing, but managed to walk out of range for now. They'll take away the blue and a little bit of an early giveaway for Aka at least, so I think he'll take those.
Yeah, I mean, it's pressure, but ultimately, Aka is able to prevent that blue from being stolen here. And Ronaldo probably will have to back soon because he's running a little bit low on mana, but ultimately not a whole lot happens. The thing is now X-Kick though, under pressure because his support is actually not in lane here. Maybe they could find an angle for mid to come through, but it looks like Doss was spotted.
Yeah, he was. You can see all the wards there as well, considering they have the pink as well right down to the dragon, so might have noticed him possibly walking on the other side. They do manage to get a ward in the bush, but you see Doss as well, pathing towards top side of Vizicachi, be able to match him. They could be looking to set up a dive considering it's a pretty fat wave, but Rift Herald is up, so that should be the next target. It's Kareem KT and Enjoy over here.
Wow, yeah, you have almost the whole team here. X-Kick is recalling. He could even show up with that wave being shoved. He will get there long before Smiley will. So he can show up. This can be a 5-man play for LDLC, but it is looking like X-Kick is walking towards the bottom side of the map. So instead, they're just going to commit 4 members. They might want to look for this fight. It's worth noting the Keeper's verdict is there. Doss is dead. That's an easy objective.
He just couldn't get over the wall. That's so unfortunate. He was looking for his way out, and now with that being a 3v4, the LDLC will simply have to just give this up unless Yike wants to do some bold and brazen plays. Ragnar is here early on. Urgot super duper strong, but
there it is.
Bye-bye. See you later. Keeper's verdict will make sure to ensure their peril.
And that's what I like about the Poppy here. Outside of lane, when you're looking to skirmish for these neutral objective fights, that Keeper's verdict is such a great tool to ensure that, well, the enemy jungler, enemy smite, can't actually be used properly. And that's something Yike is going to have to be very aware of early on, especially during these bigger objectives that we're going to play for later on, like Baron, and these potential soul fights we're going to see later.
And I like a lot, though, with just early on, though, with GamersOrigin actually taking a pretty handed lead. They knew their matches going into it, but previously we saw that a lot of their composition and the way they played around the map was depending on how Vizicachi wanted to actually play. But I will hold to my thoughts. If you see Vizicachi looks to run away, there's a speed up, and he's perfectly fine. The ultimate will not necessarily come to any fruition, so no execute will be had. But going back to the point I was making, they did depend a lot on him to make sure to try to shot call and trying to get him ahead as fast as possible. Ronaldo to take out with the Ignite. Well done, a solo bolo for Aka. Wow.
Yeah, and I think you just got to give up on talking about top lane. They're not going to let you do it.
Nah, man, it's so unfair. I'm trying to do so much here, bro, but it's okay. You know what? It's fine. Urgot, Poppy, they're there. You get it.
That's true. They are. And we've already seen like how much value Vizicachi is able to add with this pick. terms of CC and everything like that. And now as we look back to this bottom lane, you can see it. Smiley has been applying a lot of pressure there with Enjoy. The poke is strong, and you can see it culminate in the CS lead they have for themselves here. So far, we actually haven't even seen Smiley open up the curtain call just yet, but you got to imagine that's going to be a major team fight tool when Vizicachi is going in on some of these skirmishes. We got Dragon coming up in a minute. LDLC picked up the first one, but we're looking at GamersOrigin now as they have so much bot pressure and so much time for Kareem spent here to pick that up.
Yeah, we see Kareem looking for it. There we go.
The curtain call
opened up. X-Kick. Slow down a little bit. There's some more shield, but the poke is actually quite strong. The fourth shot, not going to do a ton, but there we go. DOS actually tanks that, along with the Rip Curl being put down to get the knockup from there as well, because they're trying to slow it.
Wow, the fight.
They deny it. Well done by LDLC.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage to the turret in the early minutes that you deny, and a lot of gold from the plating that you deny as well, but they want to go back in.
I mean, I don't see why not. The DOS yet again is almost caught out. Takes a lot of chunk damage to the face as they continue to set up around this dragon. They want to make sure that LDLC doesn't even think about going anywhere near it.
Still, it doesn't seem like they're going to have that chance. Constantly Enjoy Wave with the W is rooting people up. Look at him poke down Yike, who can't even do anything being that melee range champion. But at this moment, you have both junglers level 7. Kareem is here. Going to see whether or not. I think they're waiting for Smiley, who just recalled. He finished that Gale Force, which means they are in a really good spot to fight if they actually choose to go for it.
And we see that actually the Jinx does not have her full item just yet. So LDLC will decide. Ultimately, at this point, they will be at a disadvantage and only giving away even more gold. They decide to engage on the first dragon. I'm sure they'll leave it be. And never mind, I take back everything I said, because looking at the rotation, LDLC has somehow flipped the position of Kareem KT.
They're waiting.
Looking for the steal. Even Enjoy at the side. Spots all of them there. XK has not moved up. Now both these sides are looking for a fight. Look at that. Kareem KT managed to get it immediately. Enjoy is blown up. So trade bot lane.
Still not so bad. The reason that position changed up is they were waiting for Smiley to shove that wave. Exit-kick, can't participate, means it's easy for Kareem to go up, and very confidently, I might add, 50-50 that dragon. But ultimately, the pick comes through. Aka does a lot of damage, and because of how much time Ronaldo's been out of lane, let's take a look at the CS. 35 CS in favor of Aka. He is 2-1-1 at the moment. He has a bounty on his head, so he's very strong at the moment. This mid laner we highlighted for just having potential, how good he played last week, and how he's continuing to do so.
And speaking of which, though, Aka is also one of the few players that's actually been with LDLC before in the previous seasons, right? So he's been a staple in this overall roster. Speaking to some of the team, LDLC, although a team that's been on the down in the previous season, they're looking to climb their way back up. They have been one of the top squads in the LFL in previous years, so they want to continue to establish their dominance. But GamersOrigin, a team that's been down to their luck for a little bit, but this is a really good look for them.
Right, GamersOrigin, since I think it was 2020, where they had really good performances in the LFL. Since then, last year, not looking so hot.
Yeah.
Looking to start off well here in 2022. And I mean, week 1 didn't look so good, but I think this improvement we've seen in this early game is actually a step in the right direction.
Exactly, so because the point I was trying to make before, right, we were looking at a lot of Vizicachi to take a lot of the plays here, but for now, I've liked that they've kind of offset him. They put him more on utility, and we're looking at a lot of Kareem KT, who set up so many other plays on the back of Enjoy Wave. So jungler support matching up. We were saying mid jungle was going to be important, but right now, these two positions seem to be just absolutely clicking on all fronts. Enjoy Wave has not left Kareem KT's side anytime he's been here.
Yeah, and it's tough. Enjoy doing a really good job there in lane, and that's part of what makes the lane so difficult to play against. You give the shield up, hold on a second.
You get kicked back right at tower range, gonna force out the flash too, but
wow!
He misses the ultimate, can't get the execute, might have been able to get the trade, but Kareem KT, one more tower shot, is going to survive, playing on a razor's edge. GamersOrigin.
Yeah, really nice there, especially the kick for Kareem. Nah, it's not gonna catch him. Kareem is gonna get the recall that he is looking for after he takes a healthy distance away from the Viego. He sees that Harrowed path, and he's like, yeah, you know, I'll take a couple more seconds, no big deal. We're still really happy about that play. That's a nice dive, and a lot of pressure over to Ragnar, who, I mean, last week, he was a player LDLC leaned a lot on for the engage, playing things like Gragas, playing things like the Kennen, and now today on the Urgot, doing not so great in lane. As you said, he needs time to come online, get some tank shred to be actually able to take down Vizicachi. But early on, GamersOrigin doing a good job of pressuring.
And one note on the Urgot too as well. We see that he goes for the Divine Sunder early off, though, which doesn't make sense considering he's up against so many big members, right? Normally you would see Urgot try to go for the Tiamat in lane just to make sure you continue to get that push. But so now actually he's getting pushed out 1v1s. There's the Naka Keeper's verdict. Can't try to run away. Doss is there trying to help support him, but he just can't get there in time. A little bit too slow. Doss, where were you when we needed you?
Oh no, where's the team when Vizicachi needs him? Kareem actually is in a bit of trouble.
Potentially solo though, but safeguards way over to Ronaldo, who's not waiting in the bush. There we go, lands a change, but has to run away himself.
No.
Not Kareem, there's no way he takes
No
that,
shot.
right? Not at all, but Keeper's Verde is not up, but Vizicachi still very, very tanky. Oh my
nice.
god, they land the stun, the deadly flourish, and along with a curtain call, gonna slow down the escape for LDLC, but they still managed to get away.
Yeah, but still that pressure, the HP lost means now you have an angle to go. One, save this top turret that Ragnar has got some precious alone time with, but also potentially make a play for the Herald. As I say it though, we actually have Kareem sticking. Oh, he's staying on the bottom side of the map here. He might be waiting for Exakick to show back up. Oh my god, he's gonna see him? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Shows up, Flash immediately out, and I think that's a trade they'll take in the game of the week, because now from this, they can continue to push the tower. In fact, no, they'll choose not to do so. I think there might be, they're saving the gold for Smiley to come back down and finish that off.
I think part of it too is the fact that you do want to clear out a lot of vision on your side of the map, because I mean, look what's going on here.
Oh my
you see
God.
the toggle? It's very dark for GamersOrigin. LDLC have a lot of information, and especially so close to this next dragon spawn, GamersOrigin do have to take some time, reset, get back on the map, and try to clear it out so they can play for this dragon. Even though it is a Cloud Soul, definitely not one of the most coveted of Dragon Souls, especially considering the new ones, but ultimately GamersOrigin still a win con they can play towards, especially when you have champions that have a very low cooldown on their ultimates like Enja Wave on the Karma.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking a lot about Enja Wave this entire day. CDR is the name of the game for Karma, and considering how well she's done locking people down with the chains and making them slow them down
Nice
with the
kick.
Qs. That was a beautiful kick, but yeah, he's just he's gone. The Ignite will take him away, and that's on the other end.
that speed.
With the knock-up on the back end, there we go. Slow down as a Chachi, but Poppy is fast, and Ronaldo might be a little bit faster. Ragn looking for a way in. Might be looking for a potential flip, but
oh wait, Keeper's
just ring around each other. Keeper's Verde not going to land. There he goes, winding it up. Doesn't manage to land it, but doesn't matter because Doss is getting caught up on the backside. Now Aka is the next target. Can't get the trade. Ronaldo stays alive, and just devastation all for LDLC.
GamersOrigin are really turning up now here in their third game of the season, or in the third game of the season here in the LFL. They are bringing it back. They are taking it to LDLC, and now they're going to secure themselves their second dragon of this game here. Kareem might be in a little bit of trouble, but he's very happy to take these 50-50s with the rest of his team starting to come through. Here it comes.
There we go.
Oh,
So
never
the
mind.
current called. Okay, they at least managed to take that away, so they will not let them Dragon stack and continue to delay the game a little bit and potentially deny one of the many win conditions that we see that GamersOrigin has as of right now. But my goodness, your beatdown. Every opportunity is capitalized on, and we were mentioning the potential of that burst. And that right there is when we see it finally blossom, right? Ronaldo gets away, and Smiley with a consistent big crits. And Vizicachi being the big boy in the front line with a big hammer, almost like Thor, but with no lightning.
Yeah, now you just see everything's kind of going back to this relaxed state now. Kareem has about a minute before he can pick up this Rift Herald, but actually, what he really wants is to pick up this kill. Luckily, a pink ward will save Aka's life for the moment. And I think there's still enough time to take the Rift Herald here, but ultimately we're just having some turrets taken off the board here. Actually, all outer turrets under threat on the side of LDLC's part of the map here. And this is going to be a lot more extra gold GamersOrigin are going to pick up for themselves, continuing their lead.
GamersOrigin right now very handily able to decide what they want to do against LDLC. We mentioned the vision before, and that has Steve True, especially on the bot side. We saw that as well from Carmine going up against BDSA, where they managed to maintain control of the entire top side of the jungle, and the big way as well how they extended the lead, because ultimately the opposing team just did not know where they could go. They were funneled into lanes, and they were scared of the darkness around them. They knew if any potential push goes unchecked, they will most definitely die. And ultimately, they bled out across the entire map. LDLC in a very similar position, but at least for now, Ragnar's trying to push bot side so they can get some control back with the Dragon.
He's going to be able to get the turret this time, and the deep vision is still playing very well into LDLC's favor in this case. But now you have Ronaldo trying to do what LeBlanc does, hop over walls with that distortion, try to see if you can get some pressure or pick people off. And what that pressure actually allows is this Rift Herald play to come through. We're minutes away from any Dragon play coming through, but because members of LDLC were stuck, trapped a little bit on the bot side, that information there by Ronaldo means 2 turrets just like that in favor of GamersOrigin.
And this is a big opening spot for them as well. We were talking about all the control they have in terms of vision, and now they can extend that vision towards the top side as well, try to capitalize on perhaps taking an early Baron if they want to really just continue the momentum. But Vizichachi might be caught out. There we go. There's the flash to actually get away, but you have to remember Poppy is very fast, and they don't even get close to catching him.
Right, didn't use the steadfast presence, just had to flash and get out of there to dodge the Scouter of the Week, but ultimately, you do get punished, Vizichachi, that is, for committing to clear that vision. Does Eiko know?
I don't think he knows at all. He's kind of roaming around and ensuring the wave gets pushed in, but there is support coming their way. We see Kareem KT, he could potentially get turned upon, but they see Vizichachi there, so they decide not to take the risk, but it was going to be a potential 4v4. They decided to take that fight, so small skirmishes ultimately not being capitalized on. So GamersOrigin, I like how controlled they're playing. They're making sure that they know what the advantages are, and they're not pushing past their vision either.
Yeah.
What you see on top side is barely just right past the turret.
That's the thing. The vision game for LDLC has honestly been pretty good, all things considered. They've had most control over the vision around some of these neutrals, even most of the deep wars that we've seen between the two of these teams. But ultimately, it just seems like GamersOrigins are the one who are able to come out on top. All these skirmishes, we haven't seen Exakick be able to do very much damage in some of these fights. We haven't seen Eika able to do much after those first 2 kills coming in either. And GamersOrigin has been always taking these fights on their own terms. And LDLC, I haven't seen DOS able to actually find a particularly good impact with that grand entrance, with the charm from the quickness.
Yeah, because a lot of what we see DOS being used for as right now has just been disengage.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that at least your carries stay alive, but with DOS going in so deep, you know, it does eventually put his own life in danger as right now LDLC decide to see if they can play with death. So there we go, DOS again pops the Guardian, make sure X-King does not get chunked down. The crit will not do much at all, but we see Yike looking for a potential stun inside of the shadows. We're caught out by the ward, so he then goes away. You do that one Sonic Wave. He's look on the top side. Vizichachi as well, just chasing down Ragnar. This top side matchup, which I thought should go fine, but ultimately Urgot is getting pushed away.
The thing too is that now, this is not a big deal. Ragnar got the TP out of Vizichachi. He can continue to split, and as long as the CC isn't available there, that E or the Keeper's Verdict, means that Ragnar could potentially, while matching him in a side lane, TP to a team fight here. So that means it's going to have to be Ronaldo who pushes that wave on the top side of the map, and then ideally TPs to this Dragon if it comes through. Actually, LDLC, they're just going to let that one go. They know it's not even close to soul point here, so they're fine just walking away, especially considering the deficit period.
Yeah, exactly. Now with this as well, they managed to not trade just 2 dragons for 2. That was actually a really big pickup for LDLC in the previous dragon, because now from here, GamersOrigin, if they manage to get that, then suddenly we see the LDLC are now funneled into almost a chokehold of being forced to take the exact next fight, which is something that, as of right now, they do not want to do. They're around, you know, about 5k gold down near at the 23-minute mark. So things have been better for them for sure, but for a team that focuses out on macro, these slow plays across the entire map where GamersOrigin can't take advantage of what they want to do is definitely what they want to capitalize on, especially now with Ragnar being the side lane threat.
At the moment, he has a lot of waves to get through before he actually gets to that tier 2. So GamersOrigin taking this opportunity to just push this vision line forward, make it so they can pressure top, pressure mid, and just finally clear out some of the vision here inside LDLC's jungle, get control, make the map dark, and if they catch someone out in the side lane, they could potentially make a play. But I think ultimately,
Knockup doesn't land though, but we'll see if Vizichachi will stay safe. Chunked down to about half of his health, so a lot of his cooldowns popping, nothing but
nice
Keeper Verdict. pushed away from the tower, but they lost the wave actually. But Yike is so far deep in. Kareem KT,
oh,
nice,
they got him.
Tower shot. There was no waves there. Now they're looking to take advantage of it. There's the reason Yike wants to go in. But can he actually make it? No, he can't. They're getting pushed away. Like we said, Ragnar, that threat in the side lane is pushing even more.
Here's the thing. You can see the aggression. LDLC trying to add pressure. They know the HP bars are low. They want to cancel these recalls so that this Urgot can continue pushing. That's right. Vizichachi stopped. You can see him. He's threatening the inhib.
Aka's gone so fast, and now here comes the return to the return. Yike has to try to run away too, but we see on the back end.
Oh,
look at that. Ragnar is still pushing. The push down the tower. That's a double for the Jhin, but it better be worth it because Ragnar right now is looking upon the inhibitor. No back succumb, coming in right away. He has to try to get this to make this worth it.
I don't know if he's going to be able to do so. He might have to walk away right now, but still, he got a lot of gold. The tier 2 turret, the tier 3 turret, and now that inhibitor is exposed. Apparently, though, it opens up an opportunity for the Baron, and because Kareem's on the bottom side of the map, there's LDLC are thinking, surely they're not on the Baron. They must be in a bush.
Yeah, I mean, the game went mid tier 2 for this, but there you go, Das kind of scopes it out, and as there we go, he's just gone. They can't get him. Lucky will do nothing. Oh my god, they're stuck with the back end, and now Ragnar gets the pop off. The pick down is most exciting for Ragnar on the Urgot has to pick his target. He's so strong, but he's getting kited out. He gets knocked away, and only be a double for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, that's a pretty positive play for GamersOrigin. Now you manage to force them into fighting you. You take down the support, you take down the top laner, and even though it's a trade, you do manage to force out the teleport for Ragnar. Now that's something you can take advantage of in the coming minutes, especially with how much Ragnar has been liking to split, especially with the fact that Aka took the Ignite. So you don't really want the Syndra in the side lane at the moment here, especially if he doesn't have teleport.
Yeah, exactly like you were mentioning. You were thinking that Aka was going to go for the early kill pressure, and although it does pay off right before, 14 minutes, they do manage to at least push Ronaldo in. But from here, right, the map pressure has to be a big thing, which is why I find this sending Ragnar just solo bolo so often, more often than not, because you're thinking, okay, you have to maintain control somewhere else. Now, what I would like to see, personally for me, is Ragnar pick up Hullbreaker, and then suddenly become just the ultimate silent carry. But although not super efficient as of right now, imagine just more tank stats is what they want to try to build towards. For now, GamersOrigin building towards much more deeper vision as they look to clear out what LDLC has placed before, but they're evenly matched in wards.
And Ronaldo TP'd, so they want to make a play happen here with this LeBlanc and the team as a whole, allowing him for the moment because no one's pushing. He's gonna push top and then move down to fight with his team, but they're taking this chance.
Suddenly, Angel Wave is gone. He's stuck in a corner. He can't get away. Vizichachi will knock away one, but there's a big knock.
That's a lot of damage.
Find the turnaround. Oh my god! That scared of the week was sick. And with that, GamersOrigin can't get in. Yikes! Barely manages to get away. That's a yikes from him, but that's 2 for LDLC.
That would have been a huge pick, but the fact that Yike lives and they'll get that smite in 15 seconds or so, they can go for the Baron. Kareem is here. He might be able to steal, but he is going to be in trouble. Not respecting the engage distance from LDLC is what lost them this skirmish in the first place. But luckily for GamersOrigin, LDLC, they're not going to push their luck. They're not going to try and take the Baron.
They're resetting. Yeah, they're just gone. And now from here, GamersOrigin can take Soul Point. Like you mentioned, not exactly the most favorable of things, that people don't necessarily prioritize it a ton, but nonetheless, from here, that cooldown's gonna be very, very nice, especially if you're looking at Smiley over the curtain call, which has been a really nice way for them to control the entire terrain around LDLC and just limit more of the engage options.
Now with Soul Point coming through for GamersOrigin, the only thing left to fight for is the Baron buff, and now still the control over the vision initially is going to be in favor of GamersOrigin, and they're just going to go ahead and start the Baron. They have Ronaldo running interference, seeing if he can pick people off.
You want no one better to do it than LeBlanc.
Because they saw him bot.
There we go. Yeah, Ragnar's spot on the backside. They're trying to continue this. He could try to go in, but there's a curtain call we're talking about. They don't see him. They don't know. And that's a curtain call down. There you go. Smiley has no mana at all, but they instead they choose to turn on to him. This is a very weirdly split up fight, but ultimately to get them off the Baron.
Yeah, I like the call though from GamersOrigin. You know Aka doesn't have TP. You see him on the bottom side. You think you can do this one, but that flank from Ragnar was very impactful. The thing is now LDLC looking to see what they can do, trying to route them so they can't stop Exakick and Aka from taking this tier 2 turret. So ultimately the Baron take or the Baron attempt rather, will cost GamersOrigin their mid-tier 2 turret.
And with this now, LDLC have actually managed to push themselves ahead of towers over GamersOrigin. It's just past the early momentum that we saw previously. We were saying, as long as LDLC is given a little bit of space within the game, they'll manage to find their way back, right? And a lot of that can be attributed to my boy Ragnar on the top side in this Urgot, bro. He's doing his thing. He got 3 items now, and with the threat that he has been, GamersOrigin have not been too sure how to respond to him, because as of right now, he's very, very strong. You can't necessarily try to put 3 people, because then you're bleeding out resources across the entire map.
Right.
So they're locked into a little bit of a conundrum.
This is a tough spot. I mean, Ragnar, especially with that. Oh, hold on a second.
Gone.
Bye.
Hand wave. See you later, buddy. Wait, no. Oh, God, wait, he lives? He lives? One more second. The ignite. This shield
wow,
is
he
so
flashed.
big.
Wait.
He's fine. And now the return for
he's in trouble.
GamersOrigin. Ragnar's on his backside. There we go. Might be able to turn it, but they get yike, and they can't get anything back. Ronaldo looking for the snipe, but they can't. You just can't pop anybody for now. There we go.
Oh, the scatter of the week.
Cream KT can't insect anybody either. Nobody is kicked away. And just one scatter is all it takes. They trade jungler for jungler, but the fight goes on. Vizichachi will get the support, because look at Ragnar yet again. In between 3 people.
Shot.
He wants more. That she will not save him. And Ronaldo will ultimately pick up the topsider, and now LDLC lose 3.
Man, what a scrappy fight. LDLC pushing just a little too far and getting re-engaged. They managed to go back and forth with it, but end up losing the majority of their members in a lopsided trade. So GamersOrigin now, look at Smiley. He's going to be able to push out this wave, and now another Baron attempt is going to come through. You saw Ragnar TP to that fight, and you still have 30 seconds till he respawns. So he's going to have to walk his way back no matter how many legs he has. That's going to take some time.
This is a very slow Baron, but like you're saying, they have all the time in the world, though this Baron is ultimately going to accelerate a lot of what GamersOrigin wants to do. But with Yike there, when the execute and Aka, they might be able to stop this. Ronaldo looking for the snipe, but they got more members. DOS as well for a potential engage. The Baron is taking down 3,000 health. They want to try to go in. They go pops over the wall.
Oh, nice
and
ult.
The Keeper's Word over, out, and away. One more he's sent flying. The Keeper's Word used beautifully by Vizichachi.
Insane. You kick the smite out of the pit. It's not a 50-50 if he isn't even there. And like you said, GamersOrigin, they have the tools to accelerate this game that much further. Propel themselves to their first win here with this buff and this lead.
Just now with this, we're looking at GO. They have the early lead. They want to try to extend it, but LDLC just kept finding ways back into the game. Now with this Baron, this is where they should look to gain control of the sideways once more. And with Ragnar having no TP, once he is locked in one side lane, he is staying there. So you want to try to alleviate pressure on the other ends of the map and make LDLC move, draw your resources, like stifle, strangle them on the map.
See, look what they're doing too. They see Aka on the top side again. They know no TP means they have the window, even if he's recalling, to be able to push mid, go for the invade and steal camps, and now they have an opening.
There we go. That's the one opening they have. Kareem wants to try to find one. A big crit onto DOS, who risks dying once more. But now look at this here beatdown. A fight on 2 different fronts once more. They're trying to break open the base. They get one tower. Bot tower is the next target, but they do not have the wave as it comes in now. Ronaldo looking for the snipe. He just cannot finish him off, but it'll force Aka to back away.
Right, but that spell shield coming in so clutch. It looks like the Keeper's Verdict interrupted, and at this point, LDLC, they're trying to do their best to hold on to this inhibitor turret. They're clearing the way, but this cannon minion almost ends up taking it down. But ultimately, GamersOrigin, they can start to walk away now, Robbie. Their soul is on the table, but instead, they want to fight. Look at Hexa kicks out.
Ronaldo has been looking for these assassinations the entire game, and he's at a point where one more auto and a Q will ultimately take down any squishy member. It can stay alive, but they find Kareem KT. Ronaldo pops over, you get DOS chunk down to half health, and they cannot get the jungler of GamersOrigin.
Yeah, you could barely even do any dent the the HP there. Committing the quickness means you basically say, okay, we're not going to fight for the soul if we can't get this pick, so we have to try. But ultimately they failed, and that's going to be it. Baron buff getting them an extra 1,700 gold. It's going to allow them to get the Dragon Soul, and GamersOrigin could very well close this game out. We are one fight away. LDLC have 2 exposed inhibitors, and all GamersOrigin have to do is win a fight.
GamersOrigin, after a very rough week number 1, I know a lot of sights were on them as the biggest underdog coming into this week. And LDLC, right, we seen it. They were 2-0. Their macro decisions were immaculate. Their lane is looking very, very strong. Looking at Ragnar, Exekick, Aka, all of these guys had the potential to carry, but for GamersOrigin, we wanted to see some options. We wanted to see them carry through other lanes. And Cream KT stepping up, Ronaldo stepping up, and now they want to step up against LDLC. Look for the engage. They find one nice little disengage. DOS, let's see another day, but for how much longer? There we go. There's the cake. They find Ragnar, but they can't engage on top of him. But it's shrunk down to half. Where'd your HP go, my brother?
There's all this pressure from range is what we were expecting here from GamersOrigin, especially with Smiley. So fed at the moment, level 18. He's got to be full build, if not close to it. And this pressure means now you force LDLC back to base. You can continue pushing out these waves like you were talking about. And the only thing really to worry about is bot lane, but it's slowly stacking against them. It doesn't even matter. They get another turret. They could look potentially for a play here. DOS isn't even there.
Getting an inhib right now is the key to make sure GamersOrigin continue their momentum, but they're just trying to break open the base on all fronts to make sure that they have.
Whoa!
Goes in too deep. There we go. That been managed to
Smiley's
get out.
down.
But Smiley is down. That's such a big pick. Now they're going to go as well. Execake finds a lot of poke damage on the back end, and GamersOrigin got to run away. A unfortunate trade, but one that LDLC will take.
Yeah, this is good. They have to back away now because Exekick is still there and still very strong, despite the deficit LDLC are in. So it's 180 carry versus no 80 carry. I'm taking the former every single time, unless...
Okay, they have to go. Wait, no. Jack is caught up with the back end. He pops his shield, but Ronaldo yet again denied that snipe. He's not able to pop a single person. This guy's so close. He wants it so bad, but he's just been wronged.
Yeah, now we have this giant wave that's been stacking and another one on the way in the bottom side. Someone has to clear it soon. We are going to see Ronaldo go ahead and do exactly that. There's nothing to play for, so being pressured this much by LDLC isn't as big a deal. No objectives on the map. We're 3 minutes away from the Elder Dragon. But beyond that, GamersOrigin still in control of this game. The big thing you have to watch for is Aka's scatter of the week. That is what took Smiley out in that last fight.
Yeah, and right now I want to point out that with Smiley being gone, right, it was quite nice, and the damage that both these mid laners can now do. Just look at the gold that he has. That is insane. Smiley and Ronaldo have been having such a beautiful go of it. And Ronaldo, I've seen the entire game, he just wants one assassination. He just wants to get more than 3 abilities. But he has Magi's now, so he might not need to. Now he might only need 2. So Exekick and Aka better be careful.
I mean, I don't even want to know how much that Sigil of Malice will do to Exekick just alone. Just that 1 Q ability is probably going to do something absolutely sick. And at this point now, GamersOrigin trying to clear some vision, moving as a full 5, just trying to see whatever opportunity they can, maybe make the play onto Syndra.
They get one right away. Look at that. They find the collapse.
The kick.
Wait, Aka's gone. He survives with a sliver of health.
Oh.
And there's a turnaround. LDLC for a massive fight. It's turning away the assassinate from long range from Ragnar, the big crab man. And there's another. Ronaldo has to run away. Smiley on the back and Angel Wave can do nothing at all. GamersOrigin lose 2. LDLC of 5 people strong as they look towards the Baron.
And it's going to be theirs. Kareem gone for 35 seconds. Huge pick coming through here. GamersOrigin trying to get onto Aka and take him down. If they get 1 pick, that's a 4v5 and their way to end this game. Unfortunately, it turns bad. It turns sour, and LDLC, just like that, find their way back to even up the goal score now. It's within 0. They've tied it up.
A fight as painful as salt and vinegar chips, something you do not want to be on the end of your beatdown. And we'll see it right now. Look at that, the immediate collapse, but it gets turned around so fast. Exekick is untouched.
That's the thing, too. He's able to put out a lot of DPS. Aka in a position where he can actually still commit the unleashed power, because you end up losing the jungler as well. There's just no chance there's going to be a steal. Now, LDLC, it's going to be hard to actually pressure The inhibitors on their side of the map here for GamersOrigin, who are starting to probably sweat a little bit here. We're in this late game. Now we're in an even scenario where execution is going to be exceptionally important for GamersOrigin if they want their first win.
We are into final fight territory here, being now one good engage, one good pick. Up we turn the wave.
Chachi?
It might be the pick. They go right into Ragnar, but he's so strong. Chachi's gone. He's executed. He goes in too deep, but he stays alive. Wait, what?
Oh, wait.
Anybody, but he finally goes down. They lose Doss in the back end though, but suddenly it's a 1-for-1 support for top laner, and I'm liking the top laner pick a lot more.
Yeah, it's still tough. You don't really have a way back into this fight here unless Ronaldo can get a huge flank. Kareem could get a big kick. There is an angle, but GamersOrigin, it's going to be hard without Chachi, and Enjoy is in trouble.
Ragnar is just far too big. He forces on tower. His split pushing power is just absolutely immense. Ronaldo wants something. He's looking for it. He can feel it. He can taste it, but he simply cannot have it. This Baron doing too much from LDLC as they now look towards the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, this is tough. You're going to have Doss walking down there in a couple of seconds, but we're still 15 seconds away from Chachi joining the fight. He has no TP, but Kareem is alive. The steal is there if GamersOrigin are looking to close this out, but LDLC looking like they're mounting the biggest comeback we've seen so far.
This is insane. They were down 6K gold right at the mid side. They were thinking it was all but over. GamersOrigin held the vision. GamersOrigin held the towers. LDLC slow played their hand. They didn't overextend, and now Chachi is up. He's almost here to beat down. Let's look at this setup. This is so close.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Chachi, the dragon is resetting. Chachi is here, so they have the 5v5 they are looking for. It's all going to be about the setup for GamersOrigin. Who can they catch out with the hammer or with Smiley's ultimate? Wow, they're just going to go ahead and try and burst this.
Yeah, he's pushing mid lane too. He's now possibly in. Aka as well as immobilized. He can't get away. There's a redemption to heal him back up, but they're still delaying on the Elder Drake. Axicake is looking for it. He's still alive. He's still full health. It's down to just about half. So Aka on the back end with potential steal. He goes over. He doesn't manage to burst.
Oh, nice kick.
He's almost dead. There's a snipe. Ragnar gets him. Support down. ADC down. Mid lane down. A triple kill.
That's a triple. Does he have more?
Give him the fourth. 1, 2, 3, and 4. How many more can he get? 2 more alive. LDLC want to finish this game off, but they can't do so. The Elder Drake is just so powerful. GamersOrigin looked a little bit shaky, but now they can end off the game.
This is tough. It's 3 for 3, but LDLC secure the Elder Dragon. This is going to be it. And this is Ragnar and Yike here. Viego and Urgot. With this buff in tow, they could look for this fight if they really wanted to here. We still have supers moving into this mid lane, but it's looking like they aren't going to actually go for it. They're going to go for the reset and actually just spend some of their gold here. We see Aka has the stopwatch now and is looking, but you got to imagine they're looking to end things in this next fight.
This is crazy right now. The fact that they still got the Elder, but they could not end the game, is just proves how close this game is. Both of these teams are playing on a knife's edge, and somebody's looking to fall off as they continue to trade. But let's look at this fight once more.
Right, you can see it. Kareem, Smiley sees Aka as low, tries to open up the curtains to see if he can help close it out, but Aka, continuously living in these positions, actually was a contributor on why Kareem had to leave the Dragon Pit. You see him flash in, use the Scatter the Weak, use the Unleashed Power, and despite getting kicked away, the damage is done. Now he has to leave. Watch Kareem jump out of the pit, and just like that, the Elder was not able to be stolen. No matter what Smiley did with the shutdowns, with the triple kill, it still wasn't enough to really deny this Elder buff.
So much pressure on both of these teams. This would be a phenomenal comeback if LDLC managed to execute. Items don't matter right now. Cooldowns don't matter right now. But every single one of the carries has so much damage present that just one person get caught on the middle is all it will take. Baron is up in 60 seconds. Vision in favor of LDLC on the top side. Waves pushing in favor of LDLC in mid and top as well.
We are just on a knife's edge this game. Last game of the day, and ends up being the closest one so far. Even though LDLC are ahead a couple thousand, we're at the point where it doesn't matter anymore, Ravi. The carries, they have all their items. Most of them are as kitted out as could possibly be. So again, saying it again, it's going to be on execution. And it's GamersOrigin committing all their members to the mid lane. Vizicachi again looking to see if he can catch somebody out. If he can get a pick while Ragnar is away trying to threaten the inhib, they can make it happen.
One big point of setup is what we've seen is that Aka commits his ultimate to one target and then Ragnar goes in for the execution, but you want to try to execute first. We see Karim KT, not about half health, Aka gets put away. Sorry, so as Kick already down, Vizicachi's so low, they don't get the execute on Karim KT. That's a big hold on down, so they cannot choose to run away. LDLC actually force away the jungler, and GamersOrigin, they're now on the Baron.
Karim, he lost too much health. He can't actually go for this one, but as I said, he's gonna try anyway. He's moving in. This could be the last objective fight we see in this game, and wow!
No, he gets kept down. That's the verdict. Aka gets to kill you. Karim cannot get in. That's the Baron. He stays alive. Ragnar plays keep away, and now they want to go onto the base, but if they kill Karim here, this could be such a big pick.
Oh, this is bad. He's not gonna let him recall Ravi. Look at him, he's standing there, he's moving ahead to stop him. Will he be able to? Yeah.
Yeah, this is just so unfortunate, and he's inside the base. The question is whether or not Ragnar actually gets the kill, and with 2 being down for GamersOrigin, it's a 5v3 LDLC. They delayed as long as they could. LDLC played the slow game. They lost the soul, they got the Elder, and then they get the Baron in a 45-minute game. There's the knockup. One more half at you. No more fourth shot, as they're just in a Western standoff. Who will move first and who will die last is Karim. The blind mug probably doesn't even know the minions around him are taunting him, that he can't get back to his team. There we go. LDLC go 3-0 in the second week.
What an insane comeback here. GamersOrigin from start to almost finish.